we're all just trying to do the best we can, right? We all just try to do the best we can. I'm I, I'm in a new chapter in my life where I'm experiencing things that usually at a certain point it would all repeat itself and I would be able to read where things are going, and it was usually the same type of situation. I already knew what to expect, but now I'm here in a new place that the Father has brought me to, where it's different. A certain point, I've reached a certain point in this chapter where things are not the same. There's new things, new characters, new set of ideas, patterns of thought. Different individuals, different players. And it's interesting. It's actually kind of refreshing because it makes you feel like you're not stuck in the same cycle. Makes you feel like you're headed in the correct direction, although you can't foresee beyond the steps that are right in front of you, that's laid out by the Father, by the Spirit of the Father. So you just walk, you walk and you appreciate the present for what it is. And this doesn't matter, despite of all the craziness, that continues to go on in this world, because it's just the way the world is. The world is crazy. The world is illogical at times. It's weird, but you feel that sense of peace because you know that there are different things happening now, and the Father is always in control. So it's interesting, it's refreshing. It's what it is. So yeah, I'm in the new place. I'm in a place where I'm learning how to trust characters, new characters that I know that the Father has introduced into my life, into my life story, for a purpose. And when you learn to see things in life as just chapters, learning points, and you separate the selfish emotional attachment. It doesn't mean that you can't have heartfelt appreciation for individuals, but it means that you learn to trust in the Father and in His process, the process that He takes you through. And I'm there in that place right now, where I'm learning how to. It's crazy. The Father's. You're never done in the Father's classroom, you know. I'm learning how to accept, appreciate, and trust those new characters. And it's interesting. It's interesting, and it's refreshing. Yeah. It's exciting. It is exciting because it gives me, I guess, a little bit of something to look forward to, knowing that the Father is doing something, whether you see the end game or not. It's just interesting. And I'm just grateful, man. I'm grateful. You know, I feel like the Father has been catching my attention to it's like, hey, just relax. Don't stop concerning yourself about the future and appreciate the now, the present, for what it is. Appreciate what you have right now. And I'm learning how to do that. I'm learning how to appreciate the now, because I'm sure that if you look and you analyze in your own life that you are now, I'm sure that you'll find a good amount of blessings. And it comes down to a humble heart, right? If you can just humble your heart enough to get to that mental space when you realize, you know what? I can't control what I can't control. And only the Father knows what the future holds. No matter how many logical or educated guests you could take, no matter how many guesses based on data or logic, you know, at the end of the day, the Father's word is the Father's word from beginning to end. So it's like you're in a constant battle with yourself, you know, because you get to the point where you comprehend and you understand that the Father does things in your life that the Father is capable of doing things in your life, but you're like a walking oxymoron, you're a contradictable living being, you understand certain things. There's two of you, and they're a constant battle with each other. It's like you understand the things that the Father does, but you still want to go about it your way. You still want to think about it your way and concern yourself about it your way and worry about it. I had something pop on my feed on social media, and it really caught my attention. And it was about that. It was about how we get stuck in the cycle. How what the meme said, the video said was that the universe will continue to replay the scenario, the lesson, until you get it right. And in those simple words, that once you learn that lesson, you move on to the next lesson, to the next stage of comprehension. And even though those are not, it wasn't laid out in a biblical sense, but there's spiritual and biblical truth to that, because the Father is patient and He loves us enough not to leave us the same, and we're in a constant process of renewing our minds, renewing our flesh, right? So yeah, so I'm there, there in the new place, that I've never been before. And it's crazy, man. You want to recognize everything that's going on, and you have learned to rely upon your ability to discern and the Spirit showing you things, and then He switches it up on you again, to take you right back to that point where you gotta just have faith, sit still, and just trust in Him and His process. It's like, okay, and all you can do is just lay back and be like, okay, this is different, but I know that you brought me here to this new place. It's different. I like, my flesh is fighting the different, because I'm constantly looking, I'm censoring, and I'm constantly looking for the red lights, the engine lights. I'm constantly looking for that smoke under the hood. And it's like, that looks familiar. That looks familiar. I've been here before. And your flesh wants to do that. But then the Spirit comes to you, and the Father calms you down and shows you, no, this is new. This is a new place. And it's interesting. So maybe you have found yourself in those stages of your life where I've been in many, and many stages like that, where you feel like nothing's ever going to change and everything's the same, and you're just going around in circles, and you're tired, you get exhausted, and you're just barely carrying your skin around. And if I had to match how I've felt and lessons that the Father has taught me, I would say it would be what I imagine, more or less, the Hebrews went through when the Father used Moses to get them out of Egypt, and they went around for 40 years around the same mountain with the same manna, and it's kind of like that. I've been through those deserts. I've circled those mountains, and I've questioned the creator of the universe. And at the end of the day, it's all you have to do is just be grateful, humble yourself to the process, and be still and know that He's Yah, that He's the creator. And that's an action to your faith. The fact that you control your flesh and make that decision. It's like, no, I'm going to trust in the Father's process. I don't know what's on the other side of next week. I don't know what's on the other side of next month or next year, but I know that He's brought me this far, and I'm going to continue to trust Him, whether I understand this new scenario, whether I understand this new chapter yet or not. Like a part of the movie The Matrix comes to mind, where Morpheus is talking with Neo, and they're in that room after they basically snatch him from the Matrix, and he's not quite out of the Matrix yet. He has to make that decision. He gets the blue pill and the red pill. The choice is yours, You can either stay in dreamland, or you can see how deep the rabbit hole goes. That's to quote the movie, but it's like you just have to You just have to make that decision. And have faith, and that's your action. Your action is, I trust you, and I know that the answers will come. Morpheus tells Neo, and don't worry, Neo, the answers will come. And it's just, and they do eventually. And I know, and that's a pattern that I have learned in the many chapters that I have conquered through his strength, not my own. But he will challenge those patterns on purpose, so that you do not rely on your own ability, so that you don't rely on the familiar, so that you continue to you don't forget that you rely on him. He will challenge those patterns and those things that you have learned to trust in. And he causes you to come to a blind state on purpose, so that you can humble yourself and say, okay, Father, I'm letting go. I'm letting go of the wheel again. I understand. I get it. I trust you. I trust you in your steering this situation. You're steering this chapter. I'm trusting you. I'm just, whatever you show me right in front of my foot, putting one foot in front of the other, that's what I'll do. And that's as much light as he gives you. And then you just put one foot in front of the other as he shows you the steps to take. So yeah, just wanted to share that, and I hope it helps. I hope it helps your life in some way, and if it does, may it be for the glory of the Most High. May it be for his glory, because none of us are good. And the only good that we have is him in us. And as long as we can't forget that. So, if I can be a vessel to transmit his message, I am more than honored. And I really do hope and desire that my words help some way. And wherever you are, if it's day, afternoon, or night, or evening, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to be grateful. Things could always be worse. Shalom.